Center on an absolutely gorgeous Monday morning. Kind of hard to imagine that the month of November, where we should be about 48, 49 degrees. Right now, we're looking at 54 at the airport, 54 here at Radio Center. Midland downtown, you're looking at 56 degrees, and Bay City is looking at 56 degrees as well. We do have a breeze, so that's cooling things down just a little bit out of the west, 16 miles per hour. But 30.17 and steady is the barometric pressure. We have a high pressure system which has been situated over Iowa. That high is going to continue to influence our weather over the next few days. It's going to move from Iowa through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and then wind up in Pennsylvania, more than likely by late in the day on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Then on Thursday, it'll still be influencing our weather. It'll continue to draft some warm temperatures up. So we will be looking at, Thursday's high right now. We're forecasting at 62 degrees, and it's only going to drop down to about 46 for a low on Thursday night. But on Friday, we're going to see a rather weak wind shift line move through the state. As a result, late Thursday night, early Friday morning, the chances of precipitation are going to increase just a little bit. And then during the day on Friday, there's going to be some precipitation chances. It looks like more than likely Friday morning through the midday, and then becoming partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of the day on Friday. Friday night will drop down to right around freezing. Then Saturday and Sunday, once again, we'll be in that mid to upper 40-degree range. So a little bit of a jump as far as our temperatures go. Above average temperatures overnight. We did have a southwest breeze. All of you that were working at the leaves or any outdoor activity, we're very grateful because we did have some dry down as we finished off the work week last week. So that did allow us to get into some areas and get some work done. And the crops, for the most part, having a chance to dry down just a little bit for our harvest. But as we move through the work week this week, things are not going to change all that much. And as I said, it does appear as though it's going to be late in the day on Thursday night, and Friday before we begin to see any precipitation. This week is a very interesting week, and I'm not talking about opening day of firearm deer hunting season. Last year, this week, we picked up snow. And as we go through the work week this week, we're going to have a chance to give you some snow depths that we accumulated as we move through the first few days of firearm deer hunting season, where up north, they did have tracking snow. And for us here in the Great Lakes Bay region, we had some snow, but nothing like what they had up north and south. We were looking at some snow depths in southern Michigan and in specific southeastern Michigan, where we were moving well up into the 6, 7, and 8-inch categories. And there were a number of cities a year ago tomorrow, moving through the end of the work week, where they had record amounts of snow for the month of November. So anything can happen. Here we are. We're talking snow, measurable amount of snow that we picked up last year during this week. And this week, we're talking about temperatures in the 50s and the low 60s with very little, if any, chance of precipitation. For some of the folks down south, very welcome wet weather is in the forecast, and we're talking eastern sections of Texas, moving through Louisiana, Mississippi, southern sections of Alabama, and into Florida, where they have had prolonged dry periods. And in some cases, they've been looking at more than 3 weeks with no precipitation at all, not even a trace. And for many of the locations, it's been 6 weeks since they've had anything more than 3 or 4/10 of an inch. There has been some issues. There has been some problems as far as shipping on the Mississippi River. And we have heard some reports of numbers of feet below normal on the Mississippi River in the main shipping areas. So traffic on the Mississippi when it comes to barge traffic and moving goods and services has not been all that good. It's been touch and go, and we haven't really heard a lot about it, but it's there, and it has created some major issues when it comes to transportation on the Mississippi, and they're just not getting enough precipitation down there to even begin to scratch the surface of what could be a major issue as we move into the main shipping months here, into the late fall and the early parts of the winter. In some cases, we have been looking at a measurable amount of snow in the forecast, and we're looking at if that's going to occur mostly in the western side of the continental United States and in the Pacific Northwest. But that phenomenon is going to taper off as we go through the next few weeks. So what are we looking at? Mostly sunny skies, 54 for a high today, partly cloudy skies tonight, 30 for a low. Sun will set this evening at 5:13, rise tomorrow morning at 7:29. Sun and clouds mix tomorrow, a little bit cooler. 51 is our projected high temperature with high pressure over Indiana and Ohio, 39 for a low tomorrow night. Again, that being a function of the clouds. 58 degrees is our high for Wednesday, again, with a mix of sun and clouds. That high pressure system is over Pennsylvania. And we're going to watch a real weak wind shift line develop on Wednesday. That'll be in the northwestern sections of Wisconsin, ranging back into Kansas. Then on Thursday, that's when we're going to begin to see that wind shift line materialize a little bit. We're going to be looking at low 60s for a high on Thursday, 46, 47 degrees for a low on Thursday night with a chance of some showers. The chance of showers will continue into Friday, 52 for a high, 32 for a low. And then the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it looks like pretty much precipitation free. Upper 40s on Saturday, mid 40s on Sunday, upper 20s for a low on Saturday night and Sunday night. Not too many cities in the state of Michigan reporting temperatures at or below the freezing mark. On one hand, you can pretty well count them. We're looking at Atlanta, Harrisville, just to name a couple that are looking at temperatures this morning, 28, 26 degrees. Even where you would expect some really cold temperatures like Pellston. They had an overnight low this morning of 45. And a little bit of precipitation in northern Michigan, a little bit more than a trace in almost all of the locations that did report any kind of moisture. Record high in the state is 69, set in 1902. The record low is 6, set in 2019. Incidentally, the coldest November the 13th on record was set back in 2019. 24 was our high, 6 was our low. The warmest was set back in 2011. 64 was our high, 52 was our low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Gary Kaufman at Star of the West, Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. But before we get to both of them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. You got some questions about those fields out there, Mr. Farmer? I do see some corn coming off, and the moisture levels have been dropping just a little bit. Test weights beginning to work their way up just a little bit as well. What does all of that mean to you? What can those fields be talking to you about right now? Vic Huffer over at Freeland Bean and Grain, who's a certified crop advisor, can give you some answers to some questions you might have. Now's the time to get a hold of him. Well, there's still something that you can do to get those fields ready for next year. Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983. We're serving you is their business. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, how's things going this morning?
Well, good morning, Terry. Well, it's a nice, bright, sunny day. We got markets on the green side to start the week, so I think it's a great start to the week, Terry.
Well, yeah. What's wrong with this picture here?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like this very often, does it?
No, it doesn't. Usually gray skies, markets are down, blah, blah, blah. But
Yep.
yeah, we got a good start this week. So
I guess so. And all the leaves that you picked up and blew over someplace else all blew back in your yard.
Well, that's always a challenge this year for sure.
It sure is. What are the markets doing right now?
Right now, let's call cash wheat up a couple right now. Puts the white at 542, the red at 472. New crop for next year, let's call it up a penny at 620 on the white, 545 on the red. Cash corn actually up 10 right now at 404. And new crop for next year, let's call it up 6 at 448. Cash soybeans, the leader today, up 31 at 1280, and new crop for next year up 20 at 1220. Terry.
What have we got, a sale going on someplace, or why are the soybeans doing what they're doing?
Well, last week, we had a huge week of China buying about 3 million metric ton, which is about 110 million bushel, Terry. But that was sort of met with a big week of farmer selling because the soybeans been on the rise. But last week overall it was down 4, but it was a choppy week. China came in, bought some more beans this morning again. And then the South America weather is getting more attention too. We continue to see hot, dry patterns in the central and north part of Brazil and wet in the southern part. So that's drawing more attention along with China demand. The trade feels China needs to continue to buy more. They think their supplies are low. So that's got the soybeans on fire this morning, along with meal supporting it and oil as well. So
I'm just kind of curious. Something's going on with the dynamic with China here in the United States, because I've been reading over the weekend and hearing China is in the market for a lot of different things, including airplanes from the United States. So a little bit of a change in mood over there, possibly.
Well, I think the Biden and Xi are supposed to meet. I think in San Francisco. Was it this week, Terry? Did I read too? Sometime.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, face to face was supposed to be known, and that's so we'll see what comes out of that meeting as well. So.
Yeah, it is going to be real interesting. Maybe, well, as far as agriculture goes, maybe this is a good thing. Well, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, Time will tell.
As always, time will tell. Gary, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
I will. You do the same. Thanks.
All righty. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein has the answers. I know he does. Before we get to him, we want to remind you the market report brought to you by the folks at Schaefer and Beerline. The seasons, they are changing, and so is the new Ram truck inventory at Schaefer and Beerline. The 2023 heavy duties are still coming in, and the 2024 1500s are arriving. So if you're in the market for a new Ram 1500, a Ram heavy-duty pickup, a ProMaster van, or a Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth is where you should go, where family and service sell cars. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years. 13 locations now to serve you in the Thumb, as well as the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. We say good morning to Doug Klein. You had a good weekend, Doug?
I did. How about you?
I sure did. Got a lot of work done outside.
I'm all caught up.
Well, good.
I'm good.
I'm glad.
Let the snow cover the rest of it.
It's the way things are going right now, I got a funny feeling you're going to have to do a little bit more work. You can't count on the snow covering it up right now. Last year, and I was talking about it during the weather forecast last year, boy, the snow covered up a lot of sins out there. It came down pretty good for a while. Then we didn't get anything until, what was it, like the weekend where Christmas, around Christmas?
Right, exactly.
Got all sorts of a mess then at that time.
Oh, my.
Well, speaking of mess, at least Chicago Board of Trade is green today.
Well, I got a clue about 40 minutes ago that Goldman Sachs is telling investors to go long on commodities. And so that could have been a little bit of a spark, unleashing a few $1 billion into the commodity markets. Hopefully it lasts longer than a day. But so that's going on. Other than that, it just kind of looks like people are feeling good about speculating a little bit, putting money into just about everything out there. Stocks are up. I guess bonds are up a little bit. Interest rates are holding steady or down, so it's all good today. I mean, it's like you said, strange for a Monday, but take what we can get. So anyway, here's your numbers. December corn 4.74 up 10 cents. March corn 4.89.5 up 10.5. The January soybeans 13.77.5 up 30. March soybeans 13.89.25 up 28.5. December wheat 5.76 3/4 up 1.5, and then the March wheat is 6.01 up 1 3/4. Crude oil, it's up $1 at 78.20. Heating oil is 282.94 up 8.5 cents. Gasoline 222.16 up 3 1/4 cents. Natural gas is 336.80, that's up 8.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3777 at the border. That's down 22 ticks. The dollar buys 151.53 yen. That's up 3 ticks. The euro's at 107. That's up 19 ticks. The dollar's at 105.63, down 23 ticks. Gold's at 1949.70, up $12. Silver's 22.30, up 2.5 cents. And platinum's at 844.50, up $3.30.
All right.
Yeah.
Another interesting day.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I guess. Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Doug, thank you. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. When we return, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center, will be joining us, and Eric Sawatsky from Yo and Yo Accounting. All of that, but first this.
Like you, we never settle. There's more sugar. In fact, better sugar in every seed we sell. For more than a century, we put innovation to work in the service of growers who plant Crystal brand sugar beet seed. With varieties developed especially for your growing area, you can be confident your success is always our top priority. This season, and for seasons to come, choose a seed partner who shares your priorities.
The beauty of a family farm is that everyone pitches in to get things done. There is nothing like the smell of a sugar beet field during harvest or a meal served off the tailgate of a pickup. This is Jeff Karst, your ACH Seeds representative, with a friendly reminder to keep safety a top priority this harvest season. Please encourage your crews to be cautious with field work and drive safely as they deliver this crop. You've built an impressive legacy, one that is certainly worth protecting. Thank you for your continued business again this year.
ACH Seeds, growing with you.
Along with me, Eric Sawatsky, or he'll be coming up. First of all, we do have Jerry Samolsky from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. And Jerry, before we get to the business at hand with holiday decorating coming on, you folks have really done an impressive job of putting together decorative pots at Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. They're beautiful.
Yeah, Terry, the holiday planters are really kind of nice. We decided a few years ago that we should really be looking at getting some seasonal color year-round in the landscape. The easiest way to do it is in containers. So, summer annuals, spring annuals, pansies and whatnot work really well to help get that winter doldrum off, as well as the holiday evergreens in the pots work really well also. So, I mean, yeah, we're doing a nice job of it, and we have them here available at the nursery. Come on out and see us. But, the thing of the day, Terry, is we talk about pruning a lot, and I don't know if people really understand what that means. Pruning to a lot of people is what do we do? Shear it into a box or a ball, or is this one a cone or what? And there's so much more to it. If you prune correctly, those evergreens that people hate, both yews and junipers, you can keep them soft and natural for years instead of, oh, they're getting all woody and terrible. So we're going to talk about pruning on the 16th. Here, it's free. Just call and tell us you're coming. You can learn more how to, again, when you prune your trees, it's not just how to make a cut. It's, where to make it and how often. There's a lot of information that comes through that's a lot more involved than just let's cut it to a round ball.
And again, it's coming up this Thursday.
Yes, Thursday evening, 6 to 8 here at Bay Landscaping. Call or email us, and we'll make a reservation and come and see you.
Fantastic. Jerry, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again.
Very good.
All righty.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping, a garden center in Essexville. Eric Sawatsky now joining us from Yo and Yo Accounting. Boy, the hubbub and the rigmarole, Eric, over the past, couple of years has been electric vehicles. Let's talk a little bit about the tax credit situation. Do you have an update on that?
I do, Terry. Kind of an interesting development. We've obviously had lots of changes when it came to tax credits and all the incentives to buy electric vehicles. But if you are in the market for buying an electric vehicle, good thing to note, a nice change for the buyers. So in 2024, instead of having to wait, buy an eligible vehicle and then file for a tax credit when you file your income taxes and make sure that you can prove that you bought an eligible car and all of that. In 2024, the car dealers will actually be eligible to get the tax credit themselves when they sell a car. So if they have already gone through the requirements the IRS put out there for them, you will actually be able to get that tax credit in the form of a lower purchase price on the vehicle. And then the dealer will be responsible for applying for the credit and getting the credit. So it takes all of that burden off of the buyer, and you get that benefit up front in the purchase price of the car.
That's very interesting. One other thing, and I happened to see this over the weekend, they were talking about some new tax levels for income tax. That is probably going to be a subject for another talk between you and I. But have you seen much of that at all, Eric?
Yeah, there will be some slight changes for this next year, but we're especially looking ahead. We've got major changes coming, even if Congress can't agree on any new laws for tax purposes. There's a lot of things that are sunsetting. A lot of things were put in for a 10-year period or less and are going to start to be changing. So, yeah, we will see some rate changes and also some reverting back to old tax laws coming up. So, yeah, definitely topics to talk about going forward.
Boy, I guess so. Eric Sawatsky, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Beta Seed is known for an all-star lineup of experts, breeders, technicians, and scientists around a single goal, your continued success. This is Rob Gerstenberger reminding you that Beta Seed works hard to understand your challenges, goals, and opportunities. We have varieties bred to maximize tonnage and sugar while also managing disease, all developed and refined in your local grower fields. We know that you manage a lot of variables, but your Beta Seed team remains focused on one, grower satisfaction. Let me know how we've done and how we can build the next generation of seed together.
We now conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. Israeli forces surround the largest medical complex in Gaza City. The military says Hamas